Hello everybody, my name is Paul and I am a certified cuddlist with cuddlist.com, and I wanted to welcome you to my cuddle space. And the topic of the video that I'll be doing right now for you is going to be what a cuddlist session with me would look like. And I want to discuss with you the types of things that would happen during a cuddling session with myself, between myself and a client. So the first part of the process would be a client would contact me through cuddlist.com and they would click book a session, and the next thing that they would do is fill out a brief questionnaire form and just with some contact information and a reason that you have come to cuddlist.com and what you're seeking to get out of your session. The next thing that would happen is, after I receive the request from you, I promptly respond, usually through a phone call. I like to get personal with my clients and I like to give them a phone call to hear their voice. I just prefer that more than the texting. It's a bit impersonal to me, and I'm a little bit old school, and I prefer to have the contact with the person, to hear their voice, so that I can hear and focus on their concerns and how their voice is sounding. Do they seem nervous? It just helps me feel closer to the client and to sense what they need. Okay, so after the phone call, we would actually schedule a face-to-face session to meet, and so that I can screen my client, you, and you can screen me and find out where your comfort level is and if I will be the right practitioner for you. That's basically what it's about, what it's for. And if we both agree that there's a good fit there, a good match, then the next thing would be we will schedule a time for your session, and I would briefly discuss with you, the concerns that you have and whatnot, and things that are important to you and what your goal is in this whole process. So I give sessions at my home. This is my cuddle area. In my cuddle space, I like to use, I have a nice relaxing fountain here that I really enjoy. It just puts you into a place of relaxation and calm, and I really love it. I also have a few salt lamps that I really like. The salt is good for cleansing, and they're very relaxing, and the glow is very pleasing, and so I really like that. I also utilize essential oils, which I think help in uplifting people's moods and relaxing them, and the aromatherapy is something that I really enjoy and find a lot of beneficial things with, so I definitely will be using that. And if a client has concerns or has allergies, things like that, that's something that they can communicate to me, and I can accommodate you and whatever your needs might be. I will occasionally do out calls in a situation where maybe a client is handicapped or has a special issue or concern. I am willing to do out calls on that basis. Out calls that I do charge $1 per mile that I have to travel, in addition to my fee of $80 an hour for a session. So that's what I charge in my practice. Some of the other practitioners charge different prices, so it really depends on your practitioner too. So depends on the person. So, some other things. Let's see. I do also offer cuddle dates. If you would like to schedule a cuddle date where it's just like a regular date, but there's platonic touching involved, and it's an interesting thing that offers a little something real different, a different experience, but something that can be very enjoyable too. So those are a few of the things about my practice. So with my sessions, before my sessions begin, I usually light some candles, and I will talk with you about what you want to get out of the session and some concerns that you have, and just anything that you want to bring up that you need to make you feel more comfortable is basically what we will discuss. And usually I will start off with my clients. I'll offer them a cup of tea or water, and we sit and we talk and just decide what you want out of your session and what you want to get out of it, basically, in the areas that you think where you need touch, and what kind of touch would you like is basically what we discuss. And after we have tea and have a little discussion, the next thing that I like to do is I will have a 2-minute meditation with my client where we may hold hands and I will play some relaxing music, and it just for a couple of minutes to really ground ourselves and to get you as a client into that space where you're feeling comfortable, you're feeling relaxed. It's a period of time where you can let the stresses of your day go and just really be present with me in the space and the energy, and to really an opportunity for us to connect ourselves together before the session actually begins. Now, I do not start charging until after the 2-minute meditation. After that, I start the clock. So I give you a little more bang for your buck, a little more for your money. You can, I'm not going to charge you for the discussion, the having tea, and the grounding, 2 minutes of grounding yourself and getting into that space where you feel good and you're relaxed. And from then on, you can tell me what kind of touch that you'd like to experience. And if you're not sure, I can gently guide you through the process. And the main thing is that the thing that's so wonderful about Cuddlist is that you decided exactly what you want, and myself and you will make an agreement together, a pact, where neither one of us will do anything that is uncomfortable to the other one. We will ask permission before we touch a certain area and receive a verbal yes. If you can say no, your boundaries will be respected 100%. There will be no questions asked to why you're a no. And it's one of the few places in life where you can actually have your boundaries respected. That's what's so beautiful about it. Because when your boundaries are respected, it just makes you relax and you're in a place where you feel calm and peaceful. So, after the session ends, you can go home and you should feel more relaxed and at ease, and sometimes some different kinds of feelings may come up. Maybe the next day there's certain feel-good hormones that are released during a cuddle session, such as oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine. So after a session, you may feel, it's possible you may feel, in addition to feeling really good the next day, you may have kind of a drop in these hormone levels. It can leave you sometimes with a feeling of the blues, or it just varies from person to person. And so what I will do is I will contact you. I like to do a phone call. I prefer a phone call because I can hear where you're at and really be more present with you. But the follow-up phone call is just to check on you to see how you're doing and how you're feeling about the session. And you're not under any obligation to have another one if you don't want to, but that could be an opportunity for you to schedule another session with me if you like. But it's just a time where I can check to see where you're at. And even if you have feelings of the blues and have some processing moments, it's not a bad thing. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't have another session. It just means that you're feeling these feelings for a reason. It's your body and your mind responding to it. I know for me, after I had my first experience with platonic cuddling, the very next day my brain was a bit scrambled. And I remember sitting in my car at the grocery store thinking, whoa, what happened? What happened last night? I had a mix of feelings. I was feeling exhilarated, I was feeling euphoric, and at the same time, I was feeling a little bit of the blues, like I wanted more of those feel-good hormones. I could feel them dwindling, and I didn't like that, and I wanted it back, you know. I felt good, but not as good as I had the night before, and I remember sitting in the car just being scrambled, and I was trying to go into a grocery store and get ready to buy some items for dinner, just a few items, you know, and my brain was scrambled, and I had to really come back into myself and focus and say, okay, I need to go get these items. But I remember I felt really scrambled because I thought, wow, something big has happened to me, and I could feel myself changing for the better. But it was quite an ordeal, quite an experience. Now, you may not have that same experience that I had, but I did. It was very real, but you know, I continued going to a group for a year and a half now where there's platonic cuddling. I go to a few cuddle party groups, and so now I know how to manage my feelings better, and I understand there's going to be a rise and fall. So, but I haven't really had the blues as much as I did that after that first time. I think it was just that first experience with it, and just getting my mind and my body to process everything that had happened. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I had been very touch deprived. So you may have the same experience or not. It just, I think, goes from person to person. But anyway, so that's basically what a session would look like with me, and I am very passionate about this. It has made a difference in my life. So I understand if you're suffering from anxiety and depression, I understand it. I feel it, and I can be present with you on that. I've struggled with that in the past. I had severe social anxiety, and platonic cuddling just opened up some amazing vistas for me in my life, and has done so much for me, given me confidence, given me that self-love, and just the enjoyment of being able to connect with people and feel good about it. As somebody struggling with social anxiety, I didn't feel I could connect with people. My anxiety wouldn't allow it. And so it just opened up so many new vistas for me when I could finally connect with people for the first time, in a platonic, nurturing way. And so if you're, struggling with some of these issues, reach out, contact me, contact a cuddlist in your area, and just talk to them and see what it's about. If you don't want to obligate to a session, talk to them, find out more about it. It's a valuable service, and you're worth it. You're worth the value, and in taking this step to make your life better. You're definitely worth it, and you're worthy of touch and love and affection. And so reach out to one of the cuddlists and talk to them, and just out of curiosity find out what we're about, and find out if this would be a good fit for you. And I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and God bless.